Okay, so in this last example, okay, we are going to look at this more confusing one. So pay attention to this example. Okay, because this example will not be as straightforward as the previous two examples. Okay, so let us take a look at this first. A distributor supplies 3 different brands of perfumes. Okay, this, and this, to 3 departmental stores. Okay, the table below shows the number of bottles of perfume supplied per delivery. Okay, so there's also this number of delivery per month. Okay, so these are all per delivery numbers. So there are 3 deliveries per month. Okay, so you know you should multiply to get the total quantity per month. Okay, so that's how you understand this table first. Okay, then now let's look at the question. Write down 2 matrices such that the matrix multiplication will give the total quantity of each brand of perfume delivered per month. Okay, let's try to break down this. So from the matrix multiplication of 2 matrices, you want to find the total quantity of each brand of perfume. Okay, keyword here is each brand delivered per month. Okay, so if you want to find the total quantity of each brand of perfume, what you would expect, right, is you would have 3 numbers or 3 elements in your matrix in the end, right? Okay, each representing the total quantity of unique, linger, and momento. Okay, each brand of perfume. Okay, so what you would expect is it would be a 1 by 3 or 3 by 1 matrix. Okay, delivered per month means you're going to utilize these also. Okay, so now you have this. Okay, now we don't look at this first, the selling price. Okay, because now we are focusing on quantity only. So the information we have is from here and here. Right? Okay, so this is a 3 by 3 matrix, and this is a 3 by 1 matrix. Okay, if we just use it as such, okay, let's see whether it works. Okay, so if we use this 3 by 3 matrix multiplied by 3 by 1 matrix, we are going to get a 3 by 1 matrix, right? Okay, then ultimately we are going to end up with a 3 by 1 matrix. Let's see if it works. If we do this matrix multiplication, what are we essentially doing? Okay, what we are doing is to take this and this first, right? Okay, first row, first column. Then you will take 30 times 3 plus 25 times 1 plus 40 times 2. Then what does this element actually represent? This actually represents the total quantity of perfume supplied to North Point departmental store, right? Okay, so in this case, then your second entry would be this. And then what you will ultimately end up with is the total quantity supplied to Sun Plaza. And then lastly, your last entry will be the total quantity supplied to Tampines. Okay. So instead of finding the total quantity of each brand of perfume, you are actually finding the total quantity of each departmental store. Okay, so this is not what you want. Okay, so instead of doing this, what else can we do? Okay, so instead of ending up with a 3 by 1 matrix, right? Okay, can we try to end up with a 1 by 3 matrix? Okay, this one, right, we cannot do anything to change this. But what about this? Okay, if you want to end up with a 1 by 3 matrix, right, it can only be a 1 by 3 multiplied to a 3 by 3. Okay, so this middle one matches. Then we are going to end up with a 1 by 3 matrix. Okay, how do we switch from this to this? Okay, basically, then we are going to have a 3, 1, 2. Okay, so this is now a 1 by 3 matrix, right? Okay, 1 row only. Okay, then multiply to your 3 by 3. Okay, so let's try to write down first at the side to see whether we will get what we want. Okay, you have 40, 80, 55. Okay, so if we do it this way, then what you are essentially doing is row 1, column 1. Okay, so this is going to give you your 3 times 30 plus 1 times 45 plus 2 times 20. Okay, so in this case, what you're doing is taking these values, right? Okay, multiplied to these values. Okay, then adding that up, right? So basically, you're finding the total quantity of unique perfume, okay, delivered per month. And then when you take this first row multiplied to this second column, okay, then you are basically finding the total quantity of perfume lingered, okay, delivered per month. And then lastly, for the first row, second column, okay, then you're going to do these. First row, third column. Okay, then what you're essentially doing is finding the total quantity of momento. Okay, so this is actually what you want, total quantity of each brand of perfume. Okay, so you're going to use this one over here. Okay, so for part A, write down two matrices. Okay, so your two matrices are, okay, so let's try to name them first. Okay, so let maybe matrix A be equals to 30. Okay, maybe let matrix A be equals to the 312. Okay, the number of delivery per month. And then matrix B be equals to 30, 45, 28, 25, 30, 29, 40, 80, 55. Okay, then you want to write down two matrices such that these matrix multiplication will give the total quantity of each brand of perfume delivered per month. Okay, so let us name it Q, okay, for simplicity's sake. So Q is going to be the matrix multiplication of A and B. Okay, so 3, 1, 2, 30, 45, 28, 25, 30, 29, 40, 80, 55. Okay, so 1 by 3 multiplied to 3 by 3. Okay, you're going to get a 1 by 3 matrix. Okay, so let's do this. So you're going to have over here 3 times 30 plus 1 times 45 plus 2 times 28. Then for your second entry, okay, which is your first row, second column, 3 times 25 plus 1 times 30 plus 2 times 29. Okay, then your first row, third column, 3 times 40 plus 1 times 80 plus 2 times 55. Okay, then you are going to have 191, 163, 310. Okay, so this represents the total quantity of unique, linger, and momento. Okay, perfume delivered per month. Okay, then find this product already, right? Then state the most popular brand of perfume. Okay, so basically the one with the highest amount. So in this case, therefore, momento is the most popular. Okay, so that is for part A. Okay, so you notice it's not so straightforward as you just plug in the matrix as what the table displays. Okay, sometimes, right, instead of having this 3 by 1, you need to manipulate it such that you get a 1 by 3. Okay, so always check what you're actually doing, right, fits the context of the question. Okay, okay, now let's look at part B. Write down a 3 by 1 matrix to display the selling price of one bottle of each brand of perfume. Okay, the selling price per bottle is given here. So a 3 by 1 matrix, 3 row by 1 column. Okay, so instead of writing it this way, right, horizontally, you're going to write it vertically. Okay, so for part B. Okay, let's name this P, this matrix. Okay, so my 3 by 1 matrix is going to be 59.90, 45.90, 36.50. Okay. Okay, then hence using the result from part A, calculate the total sales from all 3 stores per month. Okay, so part A, right, is the total quantity of each brand, and then part B is the price per bottle. Okay, for each brand. Okay, so to find the total sales, basically you're going to take the quantity times the price. Okay. So for part B, okay, so from part A, you know that Q is equals to 191,163,310. Okay, so therefore, Q times P equals to 191,163,310, 59.90, 45.90, 36.50. Okay, this matrix multiplication can be done because your Q, this is a 1 by 3 matrix. This is a 3 by 1 matrix. So ultimately, you're going to end up with a 1 by 1 matrix, okay, which will give you the total sale. Okay, so let's do this quickly. Okay, so you're just going to take this and this. Okay, so 191 times 59.9 plus 163 plus times 45.9 plus 310 times 36.5. Okay, then you are going to get 30237.60. Okay, so therefore the total sales, okay, will be equals to 30237.60 dollars. Okay, so that is for part B. Okay, lastly, part C. If the price of unique, linger, and momento increases by 15%, 20%, and 25% respectively, use matrix multiplication to find the new price of the three items. Okay, so first, you already have the original price right from here. Okay, so use matrix multiplication to find the new price. Okay, so if each of them increases by 15, 20, and 25%, you want to find the new price of the three brands, right? Basically, this means you want to end up with either a 1 by 3 or 3 by 1 matrix. Okay, because you have three prices, three new prices. Okay, so how would you do that? Okay, so let's take note first. So since the original price was a 3 by 1 matrix, right? Okay, to get another 3 by 1 matrix after matrix multiplication, okay, the only way to do that is we need a 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, multiplied to a 3 by 1 matrix. Okay, so that's our goal. So for part C, okay, let me write it down here. Okay, let's try to clarify first. So if unit increases by 15% the price, okay, so from original 100% increases by 15% means it's going to be 115% off 59.90, right? So for unique, 115%, this is the same as 1.15 times, right? Okay, then for linger, okay, linger is going to increase by 20%, so 120%. This is going to be 1.20 times, okay, of the original price. Then for momento, it's going to be 125%, which is 1.25 times. Okay, so basically you're going to take 1.15 times of 59.90, 20 times of 45.90, and 1.25 times of 36.50. Then how do we express this in matrix multiplication? Wait, okay, when your original price is a 3x1 matrix. Okay, so for part C, okay, let's do a bit of working backwards first. So if your price is a 3x1 matrix, okay, then that increase, right, the percentage increase is let's say a 3x1 matrix also. Okay, let's say if you want to express it in this way, then how are you going to multiply to this? 3x1. Cannot, right? The middle doesn't match. So if you put it here, 3x1, the middle also doesn't match. Okay, so there's no way you can do this. So what if you put 1/3 instead? Okay, so instead of a vertical, you put it horizontally. Okay, like what you did to the first part, right? Okay, let's say if we put this horizontally, then we have a 1/3 matrix. Okay, then what are you going to end up with? Okay, now the middle matches but you're going to end up with a 3/3 matrix. Okay, which is not what you want. You just want 3 entries, right? 3 elements. Okay, so this is not what you want. Okay, then if you put a 1/3 over here, okay, then again the middle matches, right? You have 3 and 3. But what are you going to end up with? A 1/1 matrix. Okay, you want to find a new price of the 3 brands, right? So by right, you should have 3 elements. Okay, so this doesn't work. Then what else can you do then? Okay, recall right from the very start, we've talked about this thing called the diagonal matrix, right? Okay, so this is a tip over here. Okay, so whenever you just want to do multiplication like this, right? Okay, so instead of writing it straight as a row or a column matrix, you are going to write it in a diagonal matrix. Okay, so a square matrix where the diagonals have elements that are not 0 and then the rest of the other elements are 0. Okay, so let's write it down. 1.15, 1.20, 1.25. Okay, then these are all going to be entries of 0. Okay, so this is your diagonal matrix. Okay, so this is a 3x3 matrix. Okay, then if it's multiplied to your original price, which is 59.90, 35.90, and 36.50. This is a 3x1 matrix. Then you're going to end up with a 3x1 matrix, right? Okay, then why are we going to do this? Okay, so let's see. If you will do this matrix multiplication, right? You're first going to do this row 1, then column 1. Okay, then notice what you're doing. You're taking 1.15 multiplied to 59.90, right? Then plus 0 multiplied to the second price, plus 0 multiplied to the third price. Okay, so essentially you're just taking 1.15 times 59.90, okay, which is the first entry that you want. Okay, then now you look at row 2, column 1. Okay, essentially what you're doing is just taking 1.20 times 45.90, right? Okay, which is also what you want. Okay, then now, lastly, when we take row 3, okay, then we are just taking 1.25 times 6.50, right? Okay, so you realize that is what we want. Okay, so this is what we want to do, to use a diagonal matrix to do this. Okay, so now let's name this the new price. Okay, so the new price is going to be this diagonal matrix times the original price. Okay, then you're going to have 1.15 times 59.90, then 1.20 times 45.90, 1.25 times 36.50. Okay, then the new price of the 3 brand is then going to be 68.885, 55.08, 45.625. Okay, so this is your 3x1 matrix. Okay, so that's the only way you can end up with a 3x1 matrix for the new price. Okay, so therefore, new prices of 3 brands are 68.89. Okay. Answers for dollars in 2DP. 55.08 and 45.63 respectively. Okay. Okay, so take note of this question. Okay, this question is not as straightforward as the other normal word problems involving matrix. Okay, so sometimes you need to do a bit of manipulation. So don't always just plug from the table and then do your matrix multiplication without thinking whether it fits to the context of the question. Okay. Okay, so that's all we have for this example.